Good morning. This is Hiker Dude Dad. I am in a ammunitions bunker from World War II. There are 150 of these in State Game Lands 252. Welcome to the Alvira bunkers. Let's go. I've been on the fence about coming here to do a Halloween video because I didn't think it would be that scary or that spooky. It really is. Every little sound in there echoes and magnifies and comes back at you. This place just has a real weird vibe, and I'm going to tell you why. But look at this. This is a concrete bunker that was designed to store TNT, dynamite, munitions, explosives in World War II. Right off the bat, pardon the graffiti, I'm trying to find like angles that, don't terribly show much, but this is like a half sphere dome bunker. The echoes are absolutely insane in here. There's no electricity, no lights. I put my own flashlight here to do a spooky shadow. The only possible light might come from the hole in the ceiling. The echo is ridiculous in here. This is crazy. I'm gonna go outside to talk. This is a steel door. I definitely checked to make sure nobody was hiding behind it. And there is a big piece of concrete here to block it from being closed. But look at this thing. There is also graffiti though that says I live here, so I did do a quick yell in there and make sure nobody was actually living here. So again, we're in State Game Lands 252. We're a few miles south of Williamsport. We're in Union County. There are 149 of these bunkers hidden in the woods. They're in like rows in like a grid pattern. There are old roads going back all throughout the game lands, and they're just lined with these bunkers. There's a couple cemeteries here, and to up the creep factor, we are just outside of Allenwood Penitentiary. Most of the bunkers here covered in dirt, many covered in vegetation by now. Driving just a little bit here to cover more ground, but what looks just like a forest, if you look close, you'll see the bunkers hidden all around you. If spooky bunkers weren't enough, of course, there's a couple cemeteries. So back in 1820, Benjamin Pauling purchased a large tract of land here. He immediately began dividing it, and by 1925 or so, the area was becoming a village. Houses and shops were erected. The original village was named Wisetown after an early settler and shoemaker, Henry Wise. By 1864, Wisetown was renamed Alvira. The 1880 census for Alvira lists a physician, a painter, a grocer, a bartender, a merchant, a blacksmith, a carpenter, a shoemaker, and more. In 1942, the town had about 100 residents. After the attack on Pearl Harbor in December of 1941, the U.S. was determined to ramp up production of, necessary war materials at all cost. The government was searching for a place to build bunkers like this to hold ordnance. And in 1942, they purchased all the land around here and forced the residents to leave. and raze the entire community. In 1942, the government built the Pennsylvania Ordnance Works, which contained 150 bunkers that housed munitions like TNT. Shortly after, though, as the war progressed and the time it took to build these, the government realized, oops, we didn't need these. They were quickly vacated and abandoned. They did produce some TNT here, and the residents were promised that they could move back in to their raised town, but they found that the land was too polluted from the TNT production to ever farm it again. So instead, the government kept the land, gradually divided it up. They gave $4,000 to the Federal Bureau of Prisons, in which they constructed Allenwood Penitentiary. And they gave 3,000 acres to the state of Pennsylvania, which became this state game lands number 252. Today, with these current events, I think the scariest part of being here is that these bunkers are a cautionary tale for what can happen to private individuals when the government decides it just wants your property. This beautiful wildflower field here. Look at these. This is gorgeous. But as I was driving past again, I found this old stone structure here, maybe a wall, maybe a foundation. Doesn't have a bunker attached. So maybe this is part of the original town. Could still be some foundations from that if they were too difficult to dismantle. Yeah, a lot of stone back in here. Yeah, this definitely could have been some kind of structure, but what really grabbed my attention is another cemetery, second one. The other one is on the other side of the wildflowers. When you come down here, it looks like an older one. We'll go see more bunkers, but yeah, any kind of ruins that we find here, I'm gonna pop out and check out. Yeah, this looks really old here. So a lot of these tombstones are hard to read, but the Kramers are buried here. He lived from 1804 to 1880. And she from 1807 to 1897. A lot of these are really worn and tough to read. 1861. Maybe there's some like palms here too. Flags here. Somebody obviously comes and does some upkeep here. Veterans perhaps buried here. Looks like this tombstone must have been redone or cleaned, or man, this one actually, wow. This one protrudes the numbers instead of being carved into the stone. These are raised numbers. October 4th, 1829 to May 11th, 1873. Mary Stout Schnee, wife of Levi Schnee. This extends back into here. Wow. Yeah, some of these, the farther down you go, that looks like 1885. Died 1885 in March. Yeah, just as you're driving along the road here, this one looks closed. If the doors are closed, they're probably have dirt piled up in front or a berm or something, but they're just almost blended in with the scenery. Honestly, even the leaves match the graffiti, the red there. But yeah, they're just off the road like this. As you're driving, and anytime you see a hill like this, that's a bunker. So I'm all the way at the end of Hippie Road, I think it's called. Alvira Road turns into Hippie Road, and I see another foundation of an Alvira building and another cemetery. It's the third cemetery area. Yeah, so any path that you take through the game lands here, you're likely to just kind of stumble upon a bunker. This one's open. Anybody in there? Yes, most of these bunkers are pretty well cleared out. They've all got that hole in the ceiling. And lots of graffiti. It's really something here. The hole in the roof of the bunkers, okay, the shape and the hole in the roof are designed so that if the munitions inside, the TNT, dynamite, explode, that the explosion will be contained and directed upwards and out that hole. The bunkers are, you know, fairly close together, and they did not want to set off a chain reaction. So number one, they're encased in concrete. Number two, they're buried under dirt. Number three, they've got a vent hole up top that round shape just funnels up and will blow the force of the blast out the top. The two bunkers I've been inside have, you know, they're solid, stood the test of time. They're over 80 years old at this point. And aside from the graffiti, they look pretty good on the inside. I'll keep my eyes peeled for more bunkers on the way out of here, but if you like what I'm doing, please like, subscribe, ring that bell. For more happy Halloween It is spooky season. I've got 2 more stops today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.